Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at the DX Ziku driver and Ridewatch holder set from Kamen Rider Geo. The new show just premiered last weekend, and finally we have the toys. Now if you've listened to some of the various podcasts that I've been on, Geek Each Week, RRR The Streets, you may have heard some of the debacle that was involved with procuring this item from HLJ, but one last thing that happened today when this came in, if you've watched my earlier video, I did not get the Cross Z watch, so unfortunately I will not be able to demo that for you here, but we can at least take a look at the build Ridewatch that we got a few weeks ago to see how that's compatible with this thing. But you can see here on the front of the box, you get, of course, the Ziku driver itself, you get the Geo watch, you get the Gates watch, you get the holder. And it's kind of interesting because usually what they do is they sell the holder, and that comes with an item, and then they sell the driver, which comes with an item, or possibly two. Usually they just put those things all in the box together, but with this one they did a little bit of a weird configuration. So the holder comes with the Gates Ridewatch in this set, but normally the holder comes with the Ghost Ridewatch. So if you want to buy this and still get the Ghost watch, you have to buy a second holder, which is what I ended up doing. But I kind of like it because he does have one on each hand, so if you ever really wanted to cosplay as Geo or Gates, you'd want one on each arm. I mean, I'm not really a cosplayer, but in any case, if you wanted to just buy the driver with the Geo watch, the holder with the Ghost watch, you could buy the Gates watch on its own. So there are multiple different ways to kind of get all the pieces. It's just kind of, it's interesting that they did it that way this year. I bought the combined set, hoping it would increase my chances of getting the Cross Z watch from HLJ, but not so much. So here is the front of the box. Looks very fun. I love that we're getting two riders right from the start in this series. I think that's pretty cool. You can see slide the watches on the sides, and you can see that they have an arrow which tells you, which way they're going to be coming in, because the arrow will always point towards the screen. So some of them remain transformation watches and some of them are armor watches. And you'll see that with build. So here is the front of the box. The side of the box just has Geo with the driver. This side has Gates. On the bottom, you have a nice cool picture of Geo there. And then there's both watches equipped. You can see Geo is 2018, Gates 2068. So he's exactly 50 years into the future. And then if we turn this all the way around, you can see the Geo watch up top. Shows you everything right here. And then on the top, again, just kind of shows, the Gates watch in the holder and then the Geo driver. And it just shows you, it actually spins 360 around, which we'll take a look at. That's pretty cool. And shows you how to pop them into the holder and stuff like that. So it is going to take 3 AAA batteries, as we can see right there, and some other warnings in Japanese that I can't read. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get everything out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Here is everything you get in the set. You get the Ziku driver itself, you get the holder, and then you get the Geo and Gates ride watches. Now, if you guys watch my driver reviews before, I don't usually bother getting out all the straps and stuff. Of course, this does come with the 2 straps that connect in here. They go around, they connect together, and then they have a plastic piece that covers that. I don't wear these things, they don't fit me, so I don't bother to get those out. So I just have the driver actually by itself. And then of course this also has 2 straps, plastic straps that go through here. Really reminiscent of the Tokyo Changer. You just kind of pop it on, and then you put the straps around your wrist, connect them together, and then boom, there you go. Now I really like how the holder works, because how it works is you just kind of push down and turn a little bit, and eventually they just come right out. Oops, and sometimes you hit the button by accident. But basically how this works is as you start to turn it, you can see there's a clear clip and a clear clip, and as you turn it, they go in. So the nice thing is you just take the watch and you just pop it on. Oops. Apparently I can't not hit the button. So you can just kind of line it up. You can see the rail system there just has to fit in there, but you just take it and you just pop it on very simply. And then to take it off, you just turn it and it pops right out. So it's kind of neat. I like the way it works. Very simple, very cool. And if you would like to wear it and it fits your wrist with the 2 straps, by all means, go for it. But otherwise, it's just kind of a cool little piece of plastic. But I do like how that works. I think that's pretty neat little bit of engineering there. So I'm going to kind of put that off to the side for a little bit, so we can take a look at these ride watches and see if I can hit the buttons by accident some more. So here, first up, we have the Geo Ride Watch. Very similar to the Build Ride Watch we've already taken a look at. Here is the kind of rail system here. You can see it is 001 from the top right there, and also from the QR code ends in 001. Speaker is here on the side. If you hit the button, so there you go, it says Geo. Turn this and you see you get the face line up. So you get those two sounds. Now if you hit it again, you also get the time machine transformation sound, because I believe, I don't know if this is 100% yet, but the time machine toy is kind of has a vehicle mode, transforms into a robot, and then I think you just stick this on the top of the robot and this acts as the robot's head. So I think that's why this has the time machine sound in it. But we take a look at Gates. Now I know there's a lot of back and forth about it's romanized as G-E-I-Z, so some people are saying gaze. To me, it's written in katakana as Gaetsu. So, and on the show they say Gaetsu. So I'm just gonna call him Gates. It's easier for me to say. I just think it sounds better. So I'm gonna just stick to calling him Gates. And when I write it out, I'll probably write G-E-I-Z. But it's really T-S-U instead of Z. So I don't know. But in any way, here is the Gates watch. And see, it even says Gates. But you can see it says 2068. And the Geo one, if I didn't point it out, says 2018. If we turn this, we get the Gates face. And it says Mirai Rider, Mirai being future. And I do think it's neat. And I don't know what made them decide to want to do this. But so you can see that Geo has Rider written in katakana, R-A-I-D-A, Raida. And then Gates has also Rider, but written in hiragana, which, if you know anything about Japanese, anytime they take like an English word and they need to kind of, like ice cream, like ice cream, they write that in katakana. So to see Rider written in hiragana is a little weird, but I'm going to go with it because it looks cool. It seems like all of their forms for build and ghost and various things, it's going to be written in hiragana for Gates and katakana for Geo. So we'll see. Just go with it. But yeah, pretty cool. Like the ride watches quite a bit, like the little holder. But let's go ahead and check out the driver itself. Alright, so here is the Ziku driver itself. I really like the design of it, and I love the color scheme. This kind of light, white, translucent plastic really reminds me of the Fang Memory from Double. But also you have this really cool kind of greenish color, and then you have the kind of black translucent plastic as well. So overall, I just think it's a pretty cool color scheme. Like it quite a bit. If you turn it around to the back, you put a little something in there to push that tab down, and then you spin it counterclockwise till it pops off. You can put the batteries inside there. And then the on and off switch is here on the bottom, so we'll go ahead and turn it on. So you can see it says Ziku driver on the screen, and then it kind of flashes past, and then it back up Ziku one letter at a time while also saying Ziku driver from the speaker. So pretty neat. Now basically how this thing works is you hit the button on the top, and it's kind of hard to actually show you guys. I'm going to try to back up the camera a little bit. If you press this, it kind of like unlocks it, and you can see it tilts a little bit to the left. And then you actually spin the face counterclockwise, and it locks back into place. Now, I do think it's funny that for a show about time, the driver spins counterclockwise. I don't know, just saying. Not a big deal, just makes me laugh. So, basically how this works, we take our Geo Ride Watch, go ahead and slide it on here. Press the button, spin, So there you go. We are transformed into Kamen Rider Geo. It says 2018 there on the screen. If you hit the Ridewatch again, hit this button again, spin, so you can see it says time break, which is the name of his finishing attack, but all the sounds for the time break come out of the Ridewatch itself, which I think is very interesting. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be able to give you a lot of different watches and sound effects. I always like when the gimmick, like the sound effects, are actually in the gimmick itself, because then that really extends the life of the toy. Otherwise, they have to predict all the sounds ahead of time and make sure they're programmed into the driver. But when all the sounds come out of the watch, you know, it's just like lock seeds or gashats. You can kind of keep going for a while even after the driver's been released. So I like that. It's pretty fun. So if we go ahead, you want to press this button here to pop out. You want to hold it down, and what that does is there's two little clips inside. You can probably see them. When you press that down, you can see how they retract. So you want to make sure you're holding that down when you slide off the Ridewatches. So let's go ahead and try Gates. Now you can see his kind of stationary hold static sound, whatever you want to call it, while it's waiting for you to transform is quite different. So press this and spin. So it says Gates 2068. Hit the button again. So you'll notice he's time burst instead of time break, which is pretty cool. And then we hold this down and slide that right off. So that's pretty much what you can do with just those two Ridewatches. Get the transformation sound and the final attack sound out of each. But we do have the build Ridewatch, so let's go ahead and see what sounds we can get with this. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is transform into Geo. Then we take the build watch. So I think that's cool how it says build and it alternates between red and blue LEDs. And then it also says 2017 since that's when build's from. And then from the watch you hear armor time, best match. So I think that's really neat. Now if we hit this, and then this, and then twist, so you can hear it says Voltec time break, kind of adding on to his usual time break. So I think that's pretty neat. So if we hold this down, we can slide this off, and then hold this down. Now the Gates sounds will sound, I mean Gates will make its own sound, but the build sounds will sound similar, but at least you can hear them with Gates. So pretty much the same. Gates is making his sound. Screen says the same thing. Build's making his sounds. Alright, so I gotta try that again because I dropped it. I knew it was only a matter of time before I would. So there you go. You hear Vortex, Time Burst. I think I might have to actually pull out the straps for the belt at this point because with the turnaround gimmick and having 2 watches load on, this thing becomes quite front heavy. So if I'm just trying to hold it for all the reviews this year, I'm going to drop it or just hit it into the table multiple times. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting year. I think this is a lot of fun. I love the gimmick this year. I think the Ridewatches are a lot of fun. They have a little bit of sounds themselves, but of course you get more sounds when paired with the driver. Although it's not like the driver draws more sounds out of the Ridewatch, it just pairs with sounds and everything, and it works really well. I like the 360 spin. I think that's going to be more fun for kids that are actually wearing the belt. I think trying to do it in front of a camera for you guys is going to eventually prove to be interesting, especially when we get to like final forms and things like that. They're probably going to have ridiculously giant contraptions that you're sliding into these 2 sections of the belt. So it's going to get interesting, man. But I really do think it's a neat idea to have it spin around. Like I said, it's a little weird that it's counterclockwise as opposed to clockwise, since this whole thing is like watch and time based. But what are you going to do? The holder set is really cool. I like the way the holder works. I think it's really neat how you just kind of turn it a little bit and then it just pops right out. Otherwise, you just pop it right in, no problem. So I like that a lot. If you're inclined to go ahead and wear it on your wrist, those straps are included. So go ahead. Hopefully it fits your arm. It probably doesn't fit mine. I like everything about this set. I really do think it's cool. If you decided to get just the driver on its own and then get the holder with the Ghost Watch and buy Gates separately, it's all the same stuff. So it's really just up to you how you want to get a hold of these items, how you want to bundle them when you buy them. But they're great. I really like the driver. I think it's fun. I'm very excited for all the watches that are still to come. I think we have a couple more this month still, and then we're going to have all kinds of crazy stuff going forward. So I'm excited for this year. It's an anniversary year, so we're going to get all these past riders. Hopefully we're going to get some cast coming back. Show's probably going to be pretty cool. I've seen the first episode so far. I really enjoyed it. I like the premise. I'm excited for the Time Machine toy. I think that's going to be big and goofy and fun. And I'm just really hopeful and excited for the rest of this year. So hopefully you guys will stick with me. I'll be reviewing pretty much all of the toys as they come out. So hang with me. We'll take a look at these toys together, and hopefully they're going to be a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.